And we're back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video, and an update just went out. So now we've got Baze Malbus in the game files, as well as Chirrut Imwe, or however you say the name, I don't know. But I promise you I'm going to butcher this guy, this Ghostbuster looking guy right here's name a bunch, because one of my favorite things in the world to say is amazeballs, and that's all I can see is Baze Malbus. I mean, I think I'm going to probably butcher it, but it's Baze Malbus. I don't know. All right, let's go take a look at the developer notes, and we'll go from there. Other thing, too, I'm kind of excited. I was invited to play in a YouTuber tournament for this card game called SWGoH, and it's based off of the game that like Han Solo and Lando did when Han Solo won the Millennium Falcon from him. I've been playing it, and I have about a week and a half to get ready, but the game is really hard, and we'll see how it goes. Before we get into Maze Malbus stats, they changed the Chromium pack, and he's going to be found in the Chromium packs and somewhere else, apparently. And I was kind of disappointed when I read this, that he comes in the Chromium packs, but we'll get to that here in a second. They're going to add him, Shore Trooper, Scarif Rebel, Pathfinder, Dengar, Nebit, Wedge, Jawa Engineer, Scavenger, B2, Gamorrean Guard, and Genosian Spy. And then they're going to remove all of these people because most people already have these already up to 7 stars. And that makes sense to me. And then the TIE Fighter pilot is now available in Cantina Battles Stage 4, Mission B. And I've seen some of my allies already have the TIE Fighter pilot unlocked. And that is pretty cool. I wish it was not Cantina because, boy, I need that for Wedge, and then I'm going to need it for mods. Oh, my goodness. So, when I first saw this, I said available from Chromium packs. Yuck. But it says unlocks at ... I wonder if this is going to be some sort of reward from the ships, or who knows. I don't know. But here's my experience with Chromium packs. When this game first came out, I spent $100 on Chromium packs and realized that I would have to spend a lot more than $100 to get 7-star heroes, and it wasn't worth doing unless I was going to get 7-star heroes, so I stopped. So, I don't know. Unlocks at ? We'll see what that is. Maybe that is something else. First thing I notice is, wow, his power is through the roof, but when I go look at his stats on SWGoH.gg, his speed is 90. Wow, that is really slow. Like HK47, I think, has around 100 speed, and he's horrifically slow. Well, this guy is probably one of the slower heroes in the game. On the flip side, his counterpart is very fast, and we'll look at that also. Back to his basic attack, he looks pretty insane. Heavy repeater cannon, deal physical damage to target enemy with a 70% chance to inflict speed down. Cool. If Chirrut is present, he gains 10% turn meter. Well, that's going to help because his speed is so slow. And then right here, this is kind of like a B2 battle droid. Deal physical damage to all enemies and dispel all buffs on them. Empire enemies and enemies who are not buffed take bonus damage equal to 25% of their max health. And it seems like a lot of the Empire are very tanky. That is very good. If Chirrut is present, he is called to assist, and that guy can actually do some damage if there's buffs on allies. So you can see right there him doing 7,800 damage. Special attack, fierce reprisal, deal physical damage to target enemy and dispel all buffs on them. For each buff dispelled, inflict the opposite buff for, if any, for 2 turns. Awesome! So basically he has 2 debuff abilities, and this one right here you can see it being reversed entirely. That's pretty cool. Kind of scary. I'm just worried that he's really slow. Now, his 2 different unique abilities. Baze Malbus gains taunt and retribution for 1 turn at the start of each encounter. Very cool. Whenever enemy is defeated and whenever Chirrut Imwe falls below 100% health, Baze Malbus gains 2 to 5% turn meter whenever an enemy gains a buff. Now, Chirrut has that ability similar to Barris where he levels out all the health, so that can happen very easily. You just pop that heal ability and his health will probably just slightly go beneath 100% health and still have tons of protection on him because it doesn't affect the protection, and he'll taunt. So basically, he's going to have like shock or a buff immunity for him to not be taunting constantly. Now, this is kind of confusing, and there was some clarifications from the developers. Baze Malbus gains max health equal to 20% of his max health. Turret also gains that much max health. And that's confusing to me, but there was a post from a developer on Reddit. It says it's worded that way because the second sentence, Turret also gains max health equal to 20% of Baze max health. Baze Malbus gains 20% max health. Turret also gains that much max health would read as they both get 20% of their own max health. Oh, that's confusing. I don't know. He's going to have a lot of health is what I got out of that. So that is good. Now, let's see. General strategy, starting with each encounter, taunt, and retribution. Baze Malbus protects his team from harm by taunting enemy attacks. He can punish attackers through counter-attacking, and his basic has a chance to apply speed down to a target, weakening the enemy attackers. I'm just worried that he's going to be really slow. Baze special abilities focus on removing enemy buffs, kind of like B2 Battle Droid. Unload dispels all buffs and deals heavy damage to those without buffs. I don't know if his damage is going to be that big, but still. Whereas Fierce Reprisal can turn the buffs on characters against them by inflicting the opposite debuff. Cool, so he's kind of utility. Baze gains turn meter every time an enemy gains a buff, further reducing the amount of time enemies can benefit from positive effects. I can't believe he looks like a Ghostbuster. I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now, but he just looks like he's from like the Ghostbusters movies with that backpack. I don't know. Baze Malbus gains taunt retribution for 1 turn at the start of each encounter whenever enemy is defeated, and whenever Turret falls below 100% health, Baze Malbus gains 5% turn meter whenever enemy gains a buff. That's very cool. And then he has tons of synergy with Turret, and he has an assist on that as well. I'm not going to read the rest of this, but I do want to just skip over to his actual stats. He has very low speed, and let's see. Oh my God, 1,300 purple parts. Oh my God, that's horrible. I don't even know how to feel about that. That's just horrific. And then Turret stats came up, and he has a speed of 153, which is huge. That is monster. Boy, you have Akbar lead, Orlando lead, and plus a ton of speed mods. That is going to be very, very, very good. And then also 1,390 purple parts. Oh my goodness, that is just so many. I don't know what to say about that. That is horrible. All right, so I am heading up to EA tomorrow. I had to go and buy a laptop so that I can record, and I think Will Warrior over at Teen Instinct, we ended up buying the same laptop. I was talking to him the other day, and I think we got the exact same one. We both went out and bought laptops for this event so that we can record, hopefully, gameplay of both of these guys. Hopefully, ships. Hopefully, Bistan. I don't know. All that kinds of good stuff. So I am pumped to go tomorrow, and I should be back in about 2 days, and the videos will be uploaded when they tell me I can upload them. There's an embargo. I don't know what to say. They just say, here's the information, but don't do anything with it. And I have to keep my mouth shut, sign like contracts and stuff. It's crazy, right? All right. I just want to send a big shout out to everybody that supported me on Patreon. But more importantly than that, I want to thank everybody that likes the video and everybody for watching. That's the biggest thing to me. And then also, if you're looking for a guild, fourGinvertedDive at gmail.com. There's a link in the description. He is recruiting for OMG. He's pretty much the guild leader, and he's taking care of that. So, and as always, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming. Amazeballs.